To survive, guys, you're going to need one thing above all to survive what comes next. You're going to need mental toughness, guys, to survive everything that's coming next. There's so many things coming down the pike. I don't know where to start. I mean, yes, we have the possibility of nuclear war that could spark any day now, right? We have the financial collapse that can happen any day now. Hell, we got a meteor that's headed towards us in 159 years. A lot of us won't be here. Nonetheless, 159 years, this asteroid's supposed to crush this planet. We got a lot of shit going on. Plus, we got the WEF and their bullshit. We got WHO and their bullshit. CDC is trying to plan something new. President Biden's falling apart. Trump wants to come back into the presidency. The election's going to look like a shit show. With all of that happening, not to mention everything happening in your personal life, you need mental toughness. People are going to tell you mental toughness is only going to go so far, but you are going to have to harden yourself like a psych criminal patient. Almost like Silence of the Lambs, Anthony Hopkins' character. You have to harden yourself beyond belief. Because what comes next, guys, it's going to build up. It's not going to be a one event that starts or causes it all. It's going to be a multitude of things. And I'm starting to notice a multitude of things that's going to lead to the collapse of society. Now, it won't be a complete collapse of society. Nonetheless, it's going to be a collapse of society. Everything that's happening is being built or set in motion, to break your mental toughness, to break you down, to weaken you, to make you sick, so that you can run around, so you can turn around and get a shot in your arm to make you strong again. Because that's the bullshit they're starting to push now, right? Anyway, mental toughness, guys. The first thing about mental toughness is know that you're going to die. Know it. Know that anything that happens next, guys, you could die. Here in New York City, apparently, you can't even wait for a fucking bus or walk down the street without getting shot or stabbed. Know that you're going to die. That settles or builds a baseline for your mental toughness. Because if you're scared of dying, your mental toughness is going to take a toll. And you can't be mentally tough if you're scared of dying. And I've been learning that, right? And so with that, guys, for everything, for an example myself, for everything I've been through within the last year has built mental toughness. To boot, or to top it all off, knowing that I can die at any fucking moment now, or that I can be diagnosed with cancer because I'm a World Trade Center survivor, or because I was fighting fires without my mask on, whatever it is, guys, I know that I can develop cancer and be dead in 6 months, or find out I have cancer tomorrow. Nonetheless, I know that that can happen. So knowing that it's happened and comfortable with that happening, I'm not saying I'm comfortable like, hey man, I'm going to die tomorrow, but I'm just saying comfortable with it and knowing that it can happen. The mental toughness, guys, starts to make everything solid within you, if that makes sense. Because what's going to come next, guys, is going to completely browbeat us for the next few years. It's not going to be a one-day event. It's not going to be a one-hour event. It's going to be an event, guys, that's going to keep building up, or events that are going to keep building up, trying to break your solitude, your peace, your state of mind. We've watched a lot of people's state of mind break during Mr. 19's lockdown. That started a lot of people off the deep end. Psych issues, mental health issues, if you will, went up because of that. We're going to see more of that. So you have to be fucking solid in your mental toughness game. Staying hard, guys, is not that hard. I know that sounded weird, but staying hard is not a hard thing to do, guys. That means that there are just certain things you're going to have to shut off. Like, for example, watching the news every day. If you feel your stomach hurting every time you look at the news, if you feel yourself worrying every time you look at a YouTube channel, turn it off. Stop. And once you turn it off, war game what you just heard. Think of a plan. You need to develop a plan and how you're going to react to everything that might happen. So when it does happen, guys, you're ready to rock and roll. It's like going to a fire. Every firefighter, war games the possibility of them being trapped in a burning building. And when you war game the being trapped in a burning building, you run possibly thousands of scenarios throughout the course of your career as being a firefighter. Or a cop, for that matter. Cops war game, if they get into a shootout, what they're going to do. You know, if the shooter does this, am I going to do that? Firefighters do the same thing. If the fire is blowing down the hallway at a high rate, What do I do? Do I bail out of the window? Do I block myself in the room? Do I stay low? Do I break the floor and go through it? Do I break a wall and go through that? Right? That's how we war game shit. And when you end up in situations close to it, or situations that start to look like it, you start preparing yourself just in case you have to bail out a window or go through a wall. Cops do the same thing. Right? Cops often see shit well before it happens, and then they're like, all right, this is going to go sideways. Let's figure out how to stop it. And if we can't stop it, how do we stop it? Right? How do we stop it? So if you start doing that in your daily life with a lot of the shit that's going on, guys, you are going to mentally toughen yourself. Now, to mentally toughen yourself, you also need to put yourself in shitty situations as well, like go camping in the cold. Take one of those Go Ruck programs where they have a 20-pound pack in your back or a 30-pound pack in your back, and you're walking through and they have you working out and doing all kinds of crazy shit that at first you're like, this is stupid, but it builds mental toughness. Because building mental toughness, guys, is how to build mental toughness is teaching yourself, your brain, not to quit. Your body, guys, is going to keep going as long as your brain keeps going, as long as your mental toughness is intact, as long as you can sit there and go, I got this, I'm going to fucking finish this come hell or high water. I did a lot of those Go Ruck programs, and I remember telling myself a couple of times halfway through, this is bullshit, but I'm not going to quit, I'm going to keep going. They're going to drag me to the fucking finish line. I say that in fires. I'm like, I'm going to go to a fire, I'm going to fucking work my ass off until one of you fucking guys drag me the fuck out of here. Because if you keep going, you keep operating, you keep working out, you keep marching, rucking, whatever it is, guys, you're going to teach your body and teach your mind to be tougher. Right? Again, the simple plan, the simpler thing you can do is war game anything and everything that can happen and how you're going to handle it when it does. The one thing that shouldn't come out of your mouth when you're handling mental toughness or building mental toughness, is I'm just going to quit and die. Because if you're going to quit and die, do me a favor, do it now. Just lay down on the floor, stop the video, lay down on the floor, just die. Because now you're useless to society. If everybody has mental toughness and can build and everybody can build mental toughness, guys. Some people it takes longer than others. Sad to say, but nonetheless, everybody can do it. Navy SEALs, for example. A lot of them do it. People in the military, they do it. They develop mental toughness. It is the one thing that is going to keep you alive during a shit hits the fan scenario, whatever the fuck it is. If you stay tough, if you stay hard, if you keep your family in focus, life in focus, and have a goal, you're going to get through whatever happens. As long, guys, as you keep your shit squared away and you keep it together and you don't flip out, you'll be okay. Mental toughness is key to survival. If you don't have it, guys, you are not going to survive. And that is the one thing you need above everything else. Guys, you can have all of your preps squared away. You got your canning is squared away. You got your meat frozen. You got X amount of freeze-dried food. You got fucking 8,000 gallons of drinking water, right? 10,000 gallons of fucking bathing water, whatever it is, gray water. You have all of that squared away. And then if something happens, you eat a bullet within the first week of it. Your mental toughness and all your gear is gone. Or rather, all your gear is gone because you wasted your time getting prepared. And the first sign of stress, you eat a bullet. There was an aviation pilot. I can't remember who he's, the Navy, the Air Force, but he was a pilot. His plane went down. He emergency lands his plane in the middle of an airfield in Alaska. So, upon waiting for them, he goes into the hangar. Rescue chopper comes down about an hour or two later to come and retrieve him. Okay, so they start looking for him. They see the plane. They don't see him. They go around looking for him. They go into the hangar. He ate his gun. So, why did he do that? He didn't have mental toughness. He thought all hope was lost. And now, of course, he becomes a psychology journal or psychological subject, because they're trying to figure out why this guy that had all of this survival training, all of this training to fly a plane, crash land the plane, though he didn't crash land it, he emergency landed, had survival techniques, he had all of this shit, he had gear in the rig, in the airplane. He decided to give up and eat a bullet. So he became like the focus of why the fuck did he do that with all of that he knew. He forgot one important thing. His seat Because the power in his plane went out, that's why he emergency landed, his seat has a honing device, a beacon, that goes off automatically once the power shuts down and he emergency lands. It stays on. He forgot about that. He forgot about that. When the beacon goes off, it goes back to headquarters, and they dispatch a rescue crew. The closest rescue crew to him gets dispatched to go get him. He forgot about all that, and he wound up eating his bullet, or his gun rather. He didn't have the mental toughness. Again, all of that training went right out the fucking window because he gave up. Develop your mental toughness, guys. You are going to survive what happens next. If you don't, stop prepping right now. Sell off your shit. Contact me. I'll buy half your shit. But stop if you're going to fucking think or worry about whatever's going to happen next and how you're just going to fold like origami. You can't. A lot of us need to push forward because what's going to come next is going to depend on us to either A, rebuild, or hold it together until whatever it is stops. Whatever that might be. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.